What if I told you that some truths are too sacred to share, even with those closest to you? That silence, often overlooked in a world driven by noise and spectacle, holds a mysterious strength capable of protecting the most profound aspects of your life. As one of God's chosen ones, you've been set apart for a divine purpose, and with that calling comes a responsibility to guard the treasures He's entrusted to you with wisdom and discretion. Throughout history, those who embraced the art of silence often found themselves shielded from harm and misunderstanding. Think of Mary, the mother of Jesus, who carried the promise of salvation in her heart, or the prophet Samuel, whose quiet obedience led to monumental revelations. Silence is not passivity, it is power, and it is through this sacred stillness that the chosen ones are safeguarded against forces seen and unseen. In this transformative video, we'll uncover the 5 key areas of life that must remain hidden to fulfill your mission on Earth. Stay with us until the end for profound insights that could change how you approach your divine journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement helps this community of wisdom seekers grow. Together, let's embrace the strength found in silence. 1. The sacred silence of spiritual encounters. There are moments when God reveals Himself in ways that defy explanation, through visions, dreams, prophecies, or a deep sense of His presence. These sacred encounters are deeply personal and carry immense spiritual weight. As one of God's chosen ones, your ability to protect these moments with silence reflects both spiritual maturity and reverence for the divine. Throughout Scripture, silence is often paired with wisdom. Mary, the mother of Jesus, exemplifies this when she receives the angel Gabriel's proclamation of her divine role. Rather than announcing this miraculous news, Luke 2:19 tells us, she treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. By guarding this revelation, Mary allowed the promise to take root, free from external doubts or criticisms. Paul's account in 2 Corinthians 12 reinforces this principle. He describes being caught up to the third heaven and hearing things no one is permitted to tell. Paul understood that not every divine encounter is meant for public sharing. Some moments are intended solely to strengthen your personal relationship with God. When shared prematurely, these experiences risk being misunderstood, trivialized, or even used against you. In Revelation 10, John is instructed to seal up what the 7 thunders have said. Even amid extraordinary visions, John was reminded that certain truths must remain hidden until the appointed time. This underscores an important lesson. Not every revelation is meant to be shared. Silence preserves the sanctity of the message and shields it from the scrutiny of those who may not understand its significance. In today's culture of oversharing, the idea of keeping something private feels almost foreign. Social media platforms encourage us to broadcast every experience, often in search of validation. Yet, this impulse contradicts the spiritual wisdom of silence. Sharing a profound dream or vision with the wrong audience can invite skepticism, envy, or spiritual attacks. The enemy thrives on disrupting what God has planted in your heart, often using the words of others to sow doubt. Joseph's story in Genesis illustrates the danger of revealing spiritual insights prematurely. When Joseph shared his dreams of leadership with his brothers, their envy led to betrayal and hardship. Though God ultimately used these events for His glory, Joseph's story reminds us of the importance of timing and discretion in sharing divine revelations. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of faith. By keeping spiritual encounters private, you honor their sacredness and protect their transformative potential. In the quiet, God prepares you to carry out His purpose without interference or distraction. Isaiah 30:15 says, "In quietness and trust is your strength." This scripture captures the profound power of silence in spiritual matters. As one of God's chosen, you are called to exercise discernment. When you experience a divine moment, ask yourself, is this meant to be shared now, or should it be treasured in my heart for a later time? Seek God's guidance through prayer, trusting Him to reveal the right path. In doing so, you ensure that the encounter fulfills its intended purpose, bringing glory to God and strength to your journey. In silence, there is safety. In silence, there is growth. And in silence, there is power. Treasure your spiritual encounters, for they are gifts from God, meant to deepen your faith and guide you on the path He has set before you. 2. Guarding your future plans and dreams. Your dreams are the blueprint of God's purpose for your life, crafted with care and entrusted to you. Yet, like delicate seedlings, they require a season of nurturing in silence before they can withstand the elements. As one of God's chosen ones, the importance of guarding your dreams cannot be overstated. Sharing them prematurely exposes them to doubt, criticism, and spiritual sabotage, often from those who fail to see the vision through God's eyes. The Bible provides a timeless cautionary tale in the story of Joseph. In Genesis, Joseph received prophetic dreams of his future greatness. However, his youthful eagerness led him to share these visions with his brothers, who responded with jealousy and betrayal. While God used these events for His greater purpose, Joseph's experience underscores the risks of revealing divine insights before their appointed time. Not everyone who hears your dreams will celebrate them. Some may misunderstand or even actively work against you. In Proverbs 29:11, we are reminded that a fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. This wisdom is especially relevant in today's digital age, where social media tempts us to share every milestone and aspiration. A post about your ambitions or a casual conversation about your plans might seem harmless, but it can open doors to envy, negativity, and even manipulation. The enemy thrives on assumptions, and the less information you provide, the harder it becomes for him to derail God's plan for your life. Prayer is your first line of defense in guarding your dreams. When God places a vision in your heart, He invites you into a partnership of faith and trust. Instead of seeking external validation, take your dreams to Him in prayer, asking for guidance and clarity. In these quiet moments with God, you gain the wisdom to discern His timing and direction. Trusting His process often requires patience, as dreams need time to mature and align with His greater purpose. It's also essential to exercise discernment in choosing whom to confide in. Not everyone is equipped to understand or support your vision. Surround yourself with spiritually mature individuals who will pray with you, encourage you, and hold your dreams in confidence. Even within this circle, it's wise to share selectively, revealing only what is necessary and beneficial for mutual growth. The culture of instant gratification in the United States often pressures individuals to showcase their aspirations and accomplishments publicly. However, as one of God's chosen, you are called to rise above this cultural norm. Consider the metaphor of a tree. A tree's roots grow deep in silence, unseen by the world. Yet they are the foundation that allows it to stand tall and bear fruit. Your dreams are much the same. They require a season of hidden growth to ensure they are strong enough to withstand external pressures. Sharing your plans prematurely not only invites external interference, but can also lead to personal discouragement. When others fail to understand or affirm your vision, it's easy to second-guess yourself. This is why Proverbs 3:5-6 advises, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." Trusting in God's timing means surrendering your need for immediate recognition and allowing Him to guide you step by step. Silence about your dreams is not about secrecy born of fear, but wisdom born of faith. It demonstrates your understanding that every vision has an appointed time. As Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." By guarding your plans, you create a protected space for them to flourish in God's timing. When the time comes, your dreams will no longer need explanation or defense. They will speak for themselves, bearing fruit that glorifies God and blesses others. Until then, treasure them in your heart. Nurture them with prayer, and trust that the one who gave you the vision will also give you the provision to fulfill it. 3. Protecting your family matters. Family is one of God's most sacred gifts, a reflection of His love and grace. As one of God's chosen ones, you are entrusted with the responsibility to protect this blessing by safeguarding the privacy of your family. While it may seem harmless to share details about your relationships, finances, or challenges, oversharing can open the door to misunderstanding, judgment, and even harm. What happens within your family is not for public consumption. It is a sacred space that deserves respect, discretion, and care. The Bible emphasizes the importance of preserving unity and love within the family. Proverbs 17:9 teaches, "Whoever covers an offense seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates close friends." This principle extends to family matters, where exposing private issues can erode trust and deepen divisions. Instead of airing grievances or seeking validation from outsiders, you are called to address conflicts with grace and wisdom, ensuring that love remains the foundation of your relationships. In modern society, social media has amplified the tendency to overshare. Platforms like Facebook or Instagram often become outlets for venting frustrations about a spouse, children, or extended family. While this may offer temporary relief, it often creates lasting damage. Publicizing family struggles can lead to unnecessary criticism from others, tarnishing the reputation of your loved ones and making reconciliation more difficult. The world does not need to witness your private challenges, and God does not call you to expose your family's vulnerabilities to public judgment. Consider the biblical story of Mary and Joseph. When Joseph initially learned of Mary's pregnancy, he planned to quietly separate from her to protect her dignity. Matthew 1:19. This example of discretion shows the importance of resolving sensitive matters privately, without drawing unnecessary attention. Mary and Joseph's ability to handle their situation with care allowed God's plan to unfold without interference or scandal. Protecting your family also means being selective about whom you turn to for advice or support. While it is natural to seek guidance during times of difficulty, it is crucial to confide only in spiritually mature individuals who can provide wisdom and prayer without breaching your trust. Sharing your struggles with the wrong person can amplify problems, as Proverbs 11:13 warns. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. Another key aspect of protecting your family is addressing issues directly and with humility. Open communication within the household fosters understanding and unity. Instead of blaming or criticizing, approach conflicts with a heart of reconciliation, seeking solutions that honor God and strengthen your relationships. As 1 Peter 4:8 reminds us, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. In the United States, where independence and individual expression are often celebrated, the value of family privacy can sometimes be overlooked. However, as one of God's chosen, you are called to rise above cultural norms and prioritize the sanctity of your home. This includes shielding your family from unnecessary scrutiny and resisting the urge to compare your relationships to others. Social media often presents an unrealistic portrayal of family life, fueling feelings of inadequacy or envy. Remember that your family's journey is unique, and God's plan for you is not measured by the standards of others. Furthermore, keeping family matters private fosters an environment of trust and safety for all members. When children know that their struggles will not be broadcasted to the world, they feel secure and supported. When spouses trust that their vulnerabilities will remain confidential, they are more willing to engage in open and honest communication. This culture of respect and protection strengthens the bonds within your household, creating a foundation of love that reflects God's design for the family. Ultimately, protecting your family matters is an act of stewardship. By maintaining discretion, you honor the relationships God has entrusted to you and create space for healing, growth, and unity. Your family is not perfect. No family is, but it is a gift to be cherished and nurtured. In moments of conflict or challenge, turn to God for guidance, asking Him to intervene and restore what is broken. Trust that He will equip you with the wisdom and grace to lead your family with integrity. In a world that often seeks to exploit weaknesses, your family can be a testimony of God's love and faithfulness. By keeping your inner circle protected from unnecessary exposure, you not only safeguard your loved ones, but also model the principles of humility, forgiveness, and unconditional love. In doing so, you fulfill your calling as one of God's chosen and strengthen the foundation of your household for generations to come. 4. The humility of silent achievements. Early victories in life, whether they are professional promotions, personal milestones, or spiritual breakthroughs, often bring a sense of pride and joy. These moments are natural reasons for celebration, yet they also require discernment and humility. As one of God's chosen ones, you are called to handle your achievements with care, ensuring they are not prematurely exposed to the world. Silent achievements, nurtured in humility, have a way of growing into something far greater when aligned with God's perfect timing. Consider the story of David, the young shepherd who defeated Goliath. Although his victory was monumental, David didn't immediately boast about his success. Instead, he remained humble, allowing God to shape him further for his destiny as king. Had David flaunted his triumph prematurely, he might have attracted unnecessary enemies or hindered the unfolding of God's plan. This restraint reflects a wisdom that many of us struggle to practice in a culture obsessed with recognition and instant gratification. Proverbs 27:2 offers timeless advice. Let another praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger, and not your own lips. Silent achievements allow your success to speak for itself, free from the need for validation or applause. This is especially important in the early stages of growth, when boasting can draw unnecessary attention or envy. By exercising humility, you protect not only your progress, but also the sanctity of the journey God has laid out for you. In today's world, social media creates an environment where people feel pressured to share every accomplishment, big or small. A new job, a financial windfall, or even a personal breakthrough is often broadcast to hundreds or thousands of followers. While these posts may seem harmless, they can invite spiritual challenges. The more visible your victories, the more likely they are to attract envy, competition, or even spiritual attacks. Silence shields your achievements from these negative influences, allowing them to mature without interference. Young entrepreneurs and professionals often fall into the trap of prematurely announcing their initial successes. They share their excitement widely, only to encounter setbacks or challenges that undermine their confidence. This isn't to say you should hide your joy or avoid sharing with trusted individuals, far from it. But wisdom lies in discerning the right time and audience for your celebration. The story of King Saul provides another cautionary example. Anointed as Israel's first king, Saul's early victories were overshadowed by his growing pride and impulsiveness. Unlike David, who waited patiently for God's direction, Saul often acted out of a desire for approval and recognition. His inability to manage his successes with humility ultimately led to his downfall. Saul's story serves as a reminder that premature boasting or self-promotion can jeopardize even the most promising beginnings. When you achieve a milestone, resist the urge to announce it to the world. Instead, take a moment to reflect on the journey that brought you there. Acknowledge God's role in your success, offering gratitude for His provision and guidance. By doing so, you align your heart with His purposes and prepare yourself for the next step in your journey. Silent achievements also teach patience and reliance on God. Waiting for the right time to share your victories builds character and spiritual maturity. It allows you to see your success as part of a greater plan, rather than an isolated event. As James 4:10 encourages, "Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up." When you trust God's timing, your achievements gain a depth and stability that cannot be shaken by external forces. Another benefit of keeping your victories private is the freedom it provides. When you are not preoccupied with public approval, you can focus entirely on the next steps of your journey. This freedom allows you to grow in your calling without the distractions of external opinions or expectations. Silent achievements are not about hiding, but about cultivating strength and resilience in the quiet places of your life. In the end, silent achievements are a testimony of your faith and humility. They demonstrate your trust in God's ability to magnify your success at the right time and for the right purpose. When your achievements are finally revealed, they will speak for themselves, shining as a reflection of God's grace and provision. Remember, the world's applause is fleeting, but the affirmation of the Creator is eternal. Let your achievements grow in the silence of humility, rooted deeply in God's plan for your life. When the time comes, they will bear fruit that glorifies Him and inspires others. 5. The danger of disclosing your financial status. Disclosing financial details can expose you to envy, judgment, or manipulation. As one of God's chosen ones, you are called to handle your blessings with humility. Proverbs 13-11 teaches that wealth grows steadily with wise stewardship, not through ostentation. Publicizing your financial status, especially on social media, invites unnecessary scrutiny and shifts focus from God's provision to worldly validation. The parable of the rich fool in Luke 12 reminds us that material wealth is fleeting without spiritual purpose. Instead of seeking applause for financial success, use your resources to serve others and honor God. Keeping your finances private protects your peace and allows you to focus on what truly matters. Faithful stewardship aligned with God's will. True prosperity is found not in wealth, but in trusting God. As Proverbs 27:2 says, "Let another praise you, and not your own mouth." Let your actions speak louder than words, demonstrating humility and gratitude. Your financial blessings are a tool to glorify God, not a measure of your worth. Conclusion: the power of silence. Silence is more than withholding words. It is an intentional act of faith and wisdom. By guarding the sacred truths of your spiritual encounters, dreams, family, and achievements, you honor God and protect His purpose in your life. The lessons shared here are not about secrecy, but about discernment, about understanding what must be nurtured privately before it can flourish publicly. As one of God's chosen, your discretion is a testament to your trust in Him. When you safeguard what He has entrusted to you, you allow His plans to unfold in His perfect timing. Silence is not weakness. It is strength wrapped in faith. Take these lessons into your daily life. Nurture your connection with God. Treasure the sacred, and let His wisdom guide you in all things. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to become a part of this community. Like, comment, and subscribe to join others who, like you, are committed to walking in faith and wisdom. Together, we can inspire one another to live fully in God's purpose. May your life be filled with divine blessings, clarity, and peace as you embrace the sacred power of silence.